Well, hello again, everybody. Professor Profit coming to you from Craps University with another Craps video this evening. This one we call the Black Belt Strategy. Now this will be a $10 table, $1,500 buy-in. We'll start off with a couple of dark side bets with odds. That'll be the black part of the strategy. This is a dark side strategy. And then the belt part of it will be the light side strategy, which will be the box numbers that we'll bet across. And so that'll be the black belt strategy. So we'll head on down to the felt here, explain how this works. It is a little more involved than some of them we've used. It is a hybrid strategy. So once we get through this and explain it to you and roll it out, hopefully you'll have a good grasp of what we're doing here and why we're doing it. Now this is one that I have not tried in the casino. This is one we're just working on now. We may tweak it a little more in the future. Looking at maybe laddering up on the dark side bets, but for this particular video we're just going to keep it at level 1 on the dark side. So let's head on down to the felt now, and we'll show you the nuts and bolts of this thing, explain it, and then we'll roll it out for a few minutes and see if we have something. So we'll see you down there shortly. Okay everyone, down here on the virtual Crapsy Felt, getting ready to roll out our black belt strategy. This will be a $10 table, $1,500 buy-in. We're going to start off with a $10 don't pass line bet, which we've already got set up. And once the number is established, we'll back that up with $60 in odds. After that, we're going to get a don't come bet up, also $10. And then once that one is established, we'll put a $60 odds bet on that. Now after that happens, we'll put either $10 or $12 on all the box numbers going across. That's the belt part of it. Of course, the don't come and the don't pass are the black part of it, and the box numbers will be the belt, because it looks like a belt going across the screen here or across the table, and if you're playing live. So say the don't pass is a 4, the don't come is an 8. Well, then we'd put bets on the 5, 6, 9, and 10, and then I use our step down system on our first hit. On the box numbers, we take down the 2 outside numbers and just leave the 6 and the 8. And then if we hit that, then we would start a half press strategy on the light side. So that sounds a little confusing. It's really not. So let's go ahead and roll this out, and we will show you how it works, and hopefully it'll be crystal clear for you by the time we finish this up. Now I have considered going up and down on the dark side of this. For this video we're just going to stay at the $10 level regardless of whether we're up or down, and we'll just see how that works out, because this is a pretty volatile system, and as you know I don't like volatility, and I try to keep it at a minimum when I can, and that's going to be the case here. So let's see how this works out. So we've got our don't pass line bet already placed, so let's go ahead and get our first roll. And we're off and running. And there's the hard 6. 6 comes hard that time. So let's get our odds bets up. And that's $60. And let's get a DC bet up, a don't come bet, and see if we can get that established. That's Yo 11, so we do lose that. Now we don't count that as a loss. So we're going ahead and replace that. If we get the odds established and then we get knocked off, that counts as a loss, and we will not replace these dark side bets if we get knocked off of them. So we'll go ahead and put our odds bets up here, $60. And an easy way to remember that, whatever your don't pass or your don't come bet is, just multiply that by 6, and that's your maximum odds bet. Okay, so we've got all that established, so let's go ahead and bet across. And we've got the 4 and the 6 playing on the dark side, so we're not going to bet those on the light side. But we are going to bet the other 4 numbers. And so that's the setup, and let's see how we do now. There's Yo 11, so that doesn't mean anything to us. And our next roll. And there's all the dots we got. It's the railroad track, so that doesn't mean anything to us. And there's the no field 5, so there's our first score hit. That's a $14 payout. And part of the step down system, we take down the 2 outside numbers, which in this case was the 5 and the 10, and that leaves the 8 and the 9. So we'll keep playing here. and there's the 7 out. So once the smoke clears on this shooter, we have won $82. So on to shooter number 2, and we've got the don't pass sped up, and there's the 7 out, so the don't pass loses on that one. So once again, we'll just replace that, and we're not going to count that as a knockoff since it's just the $10 bet, and we haven't had odds placed yet on it. Okay, there's the 10 easy. So let's get our odds bets up on the don't pass line bet, and you get a don't come bet up for 10, and see if we can get that number established. So there's the yo 11, so we get knocked off that one. So that's 2 knockoffs trying to get numbers established. So we'll put that one back up, and there's the 6 easy. So the 6 and the 10 on the dark side, and we'll put everything else on the light side once we get our odds bets up here. And so we're not betting the 6 or the 10 because that's the dark side, but we are betting the other 4 numbers, and we are rolling. So there's the center field 9, so there's our first score hit. So we'll take down the 2 outside numbers. It'd be the 4 and the 9 this time. That leaves the 5 and the 8 on the light side. And there's another center field 9, nothing there, 6-3. Next roll. And there's another center field 9, so 3 in a row. And there's a 6 easy, so we do get knocked off of our don't come bet. We will not replace it, so we're only giving each shooter 2 chances to knock us off our number. And so we'll just stay with what we've got here. And I'm going to go ahead and move the 5 over to the 6 since that's a little more likely to hit, and we'll add $2 to that. And we're rolling, here we go. And there's naturally there's the no field 5, so best laid plans. Okay, next roll, and there's the 7 out. Okay, so once we collect on our don't pass bet, we did end up losing a little money on that shooter. So on to the next one, and our don't pass line bet is up, and we're rolling. Here we go. So that's a 6-2-8 easy. So we'll get our odds placed on the don't pass, $60, and we get the don't come bet up, and see if we can get that established. And there's the 7 out, so that's positive for us. We win $50 there on that shooter. And on to the next one. The don't pass line bet is up. 5 is going to be our number, and we'll get those odds bets placed. $60, and the don't come bet up, and here we go. And there's the sunflowers, all the sunflowers, the hard 10. So let's get our odds bets up there, $60. And let's get our box numbers placed. And we've got the 5 and the 10 on the dark side, the 4, 6, 8, and 9 on the light side. So here we go. So there's the 4 hard, so that's a nice hit for us. And the 2 outside numbers come down, the 4 and the 9, so that leaves the 6 and the 8 on the light side. And there's the 6, so we'll collect on that one. And we're going to leave the 6 and 8 up, and we've completed the step down part of our strategy. So now if we hit anything on the light side, it'll just be a half press strategy from here on out. And there's a 6 easy, so we'll press that up by $6 to 18. And we're rolling. And there's a winner 5, so we do get knocked off our don't pass bet. And so the don't come and odds bets are on, and the place bets are off right now on the come out roll. And again, we're not replacing anything on the dark side, so we'll just leave everything else alone. There's a square pair, so that's the 8 hard, and everything's working now. Here we go. There's a no field 5, nothing there. Next roll. 4 hard, the double ducks, nothing there. Dice in hand, here we go, and there's the 6 easy. So we've already half pressed that once. We win 21 there. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the 5, put 10 on that. And here we go. And there's a winner 8. So once we get a number established, we will half press that 8. Again, the dark side bet is working. And there's the 6 easy, 4-2. And so let's press that 8 up from our last hit to 18. And we're rolling. Here we go. And there's a winner 6, so that's another $21 payout. And once we get a number established, we'll pick up that 9. And 6, 2, 8 easy. So 8 will be our number. And we'll place 10 on the 9. Start to spread out a little bit here. And there's the blackjack 21. 3 craps, so no help there. And there's another 6. So another $21 payout. So we'll pick up the 4 now. Half press that. And there's another 6. This time it came hard, 6 hard. So that's another $21 payout. So let's put 10 of that on the 5. And let's roll. And we hit that 5. All right. So that's a $28 payout. So that gives us roughly 15 to press. So let's press up that 9 by 10, and we'll put another 5 on the 4. And we're rolling. And there's all the dots we got. Midnight. Next roll. And we get knocked off our don't come. So this shooter has knocked us off both of our dark side bets. And so we'll continue to roll. And there's the AC Doocy once again, 3 craps. And there's a 7 out. So that worked out about as bad as it could. We got knocked off of the don't come, and the very next roll was a horn and then a 7 out. So we did lose a little on that one, and our profit now is just $13. As we move on to shooter number 5, we get our don't pass line bet up. And that'll be the 8. The 8 comes hard. And so let's get our odds bets up and put a don't come bet out. And we're rolling. And there's 7 out, so we do win a little bit on this shooter. $50, and our DP bet is up. So let's get rolling again. Shooter number 6. And there's a front line winner. Take the don'ts. That's us. So we'll replace that don't pass line bet up. And 9 will be the number now. 6-3 center field 9. And let's get those odds bets up. $60. The DC bet up. Don't come. And that's a craps 3. So that's a winner for us on the DC. And we'll leave it up and see if we can get a number established now. And that'll be the 3-1-4 easy. So the puck will move, or the DC will move to the 4. And let's get our odds bets up. And then we'll place our box number bets, our belt part of this strategy. As you can see, the bets going across the screen look like a belt. And that's why we call it the belt. And of course the dark side bets on the don't pass and the don't come, that's the black. So the black belt system. So let's go ahead and get rolling here and see how we can do. So there's an immediate 7 out, so that ought to be a plus for us overall. Come out $46 ahead on that shooter. And so on to shooter number 7. All right, that's the 8 easy. So we'll get our odds bets up on the don't pass line bet and get our don't come bet down. And there's that 3-1-4 easy once again on the DC. So we get our odds placed there. And now let's get our box numbers placed. So on the light side, we're looking at the 5, 6, 9, and 10. On the dark side, the 4 and the 8. And here we go. And there's the no field 5, so that's a score hit. So we'll take down the 2 outside numbers. In this case, it's the 5 and the 10. And that leaves the 6 and the 9. And there's the 9. All right. So we'll leave these up as we've completed the steps down system part of our strategy. And now we'll just go to a half press on the light side. And there's the snake eyes, aces in both places. And 6 hard, so that's score hit. So a $14 win, and then we'll press up that 6 to $18 and collect the rest. And there's 3 craps once again. Next roll. And back-to-back horns. Get the yo on that one. And there's a 6 easy, so that's another score hit. That's a $21 win. So we'll take half of that and place that on the 5. Pick that up. And there's the 7 out. Okay. So that is a $125 win on that shooter. So that was a nice one for us. And on to shooter 8, we got the DP bet up. And it looks like 314 easy will be the number. So we'll get our odds bets down on our don't pass. And let's pick up the don't come here. Place a bet there and get that number established. And there's the 7 out. And so there's another $30 win for us there. So on to shooter 9. And there's yo 11, so we get knocked off our don't pass. So we'll replace that. Since our odds haven't been placed, we're not going to count that as a loss. And there's a 10 easy, the 6 and the 4. So we get our odds placed. Pick up our DC bet. See if we can get that established. And that's the 9. So we're looking for little numbers now as we roll these out. Let's get our odds placed there, $60. And then we'll get our box numbers placed. And we've got the black side up, the don't pass and the don't come, and the belt part up, and our box numbers. And we're rolling. Here we go. And there's snake eyes once again, so no help there. And there's yo 11. So back-to-back horn numbers. And we get knocked off our don't pass line bet, so we are not going to replace that. But once we get a number established, we'll probably go ahead and pick up that 10 on the light side now. The dark side bet, the DC is working, light side is not. And there's the 4, 2, 6, 6 easy. And so let's go ahead and pick up the 10 on the light side. And we're rolling. And there are the aces once again. Next roll. Here's a 314, so that's a score hit for us. So we'll take down the 2 outside numbers. And that leaves the 5, 6, and 8 now on the light side. And there's all the dots we got. Midnight. And we're rolling. Here we go. There's the 314 easy. So nothing there. And there's the no field 5, so that's a $14 win. So we will take that and 10 of that, or 5 of that, and let's just press the 5 by 5 more there. Next roll 6, 2, 8 easy. So that's a win for us there, and let's go ahead and press up to 18. And we're rolling. Here we go. And there's the winner 6. All right. So once we get a number established, we'll press that 6 up a little bit. The dark side bet is working. And there's the 8 easy, 5, 3. So let's press up our 6. And we're rolling. Here we go. There's 4, 2, 6 easy, so that's a $21 win. So let's go ahead and pick up the 4 now. For half of that, $10. And there's another 6 easy, so another $21 win, and we'll go ahead and pick up the 10 now. And we're rolling. All right, there's the midnight once again, railroad tracks. And we hit our 10, so that's a $18 winner. So we'll pick up, let's put another 5 on the 10 and also on the 4. So we'll press both of those a little bit. And there's the 7 out. All right, so how do we end up on this shooter? Won $9. So anyway, I think at this point we're going to go ahead and call this a video. Again, this is a little more complex than what we normally present. And one change, as I mentioned, I think in the opening, is that I'm thinking of maybe laddering up on the dark side bets. Not on the same shooter, but if we lose on a shooter, the next shooter, rather than placing a $10 don't pass bet and a $10 don't come bet, we would increase that up to either 15 or 20 and then take the 6 times odds on both of those bets. But if you do that, of course, that increases the volatility, and that's one thing we try to keep at a minimum here when we can. But that's something worth thinking about. So let me know what you think of this and what you would do to change it. This is still kind of in the molding part of it right now, trying to tweak it a little bit here and there and make it as good as possible before we actually take it to the casino and roll it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we ask that you give us the old thumbs up. That way we'll know that you're enjoying the content that we're presenting to you. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. We would love having you here at Craps University as part of the student body. And besides, it's just not the same if you're not here, so please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. If you're out there rolling those bones this week, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and may all your rolls be winners. We'll see you again this coming Wednesday with our next roulette video, and then of course next Sunday we'll be back with another craps video. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.